which get-rich-quick schemes that actually sometimes work. What happens if Zim tries to invade Rick and Morty's home dimension? Rick is just going to one-hit kill him, or send him to a planet full of... an S&M planet where he gets 50 Shades of Grey hard for the rest of his life. There you go. So think of those questions, Andre Partridge. Sorry to get something to drink. So moving on now to Bryce Diaz, who asks... what would Steven Universe and crew think of Rick and Morty? Oh, they'd hate him. They'd hate him both. They would absolutely hate him both. And Rick would, and I think Steve would be like, I try to be friends with you two, but you're either annoying or just constantly drunk. Don't hate the play, I hate the game, son. Who do you think will save Rick besides Morty? That's your second question, Bryce. I'm going to say either it's going to be the Council of Ricks or even the rest of the family. I think that may be a possibility that the family bands together to do this. Well, except Jerry. Anyway, do you think we will get a backstory on all the crimes Rick's committed? I think that's a possibility in Season 3, like the first episode, we get like little flashbacks of him, Bird Person, and Squanch committing crimes along with the rest of their friends. That's what I think, anyway. So think of those questions, Bryce. Moving on now to Travis Rendon, who asks, what kind of dimension would you create for Rick and Morty? What kind of dimension? How about a planet that shows their worst fears? So if they haven't done that already. Because I really want to know what Rick's afraid of. Who's your favorite character for a particular character? My favorite voice actor, okay. Favorite voice actor, it's got to be Justin Roiland as both Rick, and Dan Harmon as Rick and Morty. They really play off each other really well. So, anyway, so third question: how would Morty react to lemon grab from? I kind of already answered these, Travis. So anyway, but thank you for the questions, regardless. And moving on now to Shockwave Spider, who asks, which of Rick's inventions is your favorite? I gotta say the portal gun. You gotta love it, and it's it's pretty much what the TARDIS can do, but faster, you know? And travels into different dimensions. So, that's also an added plus. Can't go wrong with the portal gun. Alright, Morty meets Lemon Grab. I already answered this one. Which episode from the series made you laugh the most? Swifty made me laugh a lot. The first episode of Season 2, that one made me really laugh. And, yeah, there's not an episode where I don't laugh really hard. Anyway, so think of those questions, Shockwave. Moving on now to Stardust Phantom, who asks... what would happen if Locke, Rick, and Reed Richards, during the incursions, were locked in a room... if Reed Richards and Rick were locked in a room, in an inescapable room for 3 hours, and the only way he's getting out is out of a designated time. What would they say? Oh, he's basically asking if they were locked in a room for 3 hours, what would they talk about? They'd just be trying to one-up each other, like I said. You know, without everyone else butting in. It would just be them really hating each other. Do you think, second question, do you think all these traumatizing adventures with Rick will make Morty more nihilistic and dangerous than Rick when he grows up? Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I think Morty will become a lot like Rick when he grows up. And when he has a son or grandchild, he's going to be very nihilistic and dangerous. Thanks to, good old Rick. Anyway, so... moving on now to Christian Stevens. Yeah, Christian Steven, who asks, Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls crossover. I guess, I'll answer this one because this is more, he's asking for a plot. I would have it that maybe Morty makes a deal with Bill Cipher by accident, and they have to go to Gravity Falls to fix it. Meanwhile, along the way, Morty meets Blendin Blandin, who turns out to be an alternate timeline version of Morty. Something like that. Anyway, So Steven Universe crossover with Rick and Morty. Rick tries to steal parts from the ship that crash landed in Jailbreak, and the Gems try to fight him off. Something like that. Best one-liner from the show. Wubba lubba dub dub. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for those questions, Christian Stevens. Moving on now to Alexander the Flame Man 1, who asks, first question, how good is the show? You're asking because you haven't watched the show. Okay. How good is the show? It's awesome. Alex, you really need to check it out. I highly recommend this show. If it's kind of like if Gravity Falls really went off the chain and you mixed some really bloody humor into it. So, I highly recommend it. It's probably the best show on Adult Swim and probably one of the best shows out there, not just on Cartoon Network, but in general. It's just a really damn good show, Second question. What should I expect going into it? A lot of bloody, disgusting stuff, and some of the episodes don't end with a happy ending. Just brace yourself for that. Linerman02, think of those questions, Alex. Moving on now to Linerman0245, who asks, Rick and, how would you feel if the Master and Rick Sanchez ever met in a bar? Well, now he goes by Missy and be like, hey, I know you were like a man in your past like several incarnations, and I know you're a woman now, so can I see if all the parts work? I'm just curious. Alright. Second question. Do you think Morty will turn evil at some point during the show? Well, we already got evil Morty, so yeah, I think it's a possibility that he may become darker. That's yeah, I think that. And you do see seeds of it in this season, very much so. Especially after he gunned down that other gas creature for the sake of the multiverse, and then killed everything in his path in that armored suit. Yep. Rick's reaction to the following. Crossed, the Marvel Universe, regular show, MLP, Adventure Time, Mad Max, and Gurren Lagann. He would look at them all and be like, I'm going to cross these off the multiverse travel list. Just going to do that now. Anyway. So, thank you for those questions, Linerman. Moving on to Sean Full Dark, who asks, what happens if Rick actually found an entrance into the My Little Pony universe? He would look at it and go, yeah, I don't want to be in here. What would Rick actually think of the ponies? You're all stupid. Friendship is stupid. The only person you can really rely on is yourself. And even then, that's a stretch. Although I think he would try to that Celestia and Luna, that Celestia's looking pretty good. Wonder if I can fuck a horse. It's probably okay in this universe. Anyway. Third question. And what's your theory on Rick, how Rick's going to get out of his predicament in the season finale? Again, I think Morty's going to go to the Council of Ricks, or the Council of Ricks are going to try to help him, try to get Rick out. If not, Morty goes to them, or goes to evil Morty, believing he can get help from him. Who knows at this point? Maybe we'll even see, all the other remaining friends that Rick has, and Morty just assembles an army of all of Rick's friends, or surviving. Maybe we'll even see, a cameo of Stanford Pines in the mix. Who knows? And it's kind of like the episode of A Good Man Goes to War in Doctor Who, except it didn't have a disappointing ending. Anyway, so think of those questions, Sean Full Dark. Moving on now to the final few questions from Slatic, who asks, what do you think of the first season compared to the second season? First season was really good. It really established a lot, had some dark moments, and season 2 really let go, unleash the feels in season 2. Not to say, season 1 was inferior, but season 1 showed you what everything was, and had a lot of fun adventures. Season 2 just really went out there, just really went off the chain on that one. Second question. What do you think would happen if Rick met Pearl from Steven Universe? He would look at her and go, why do you just go into random bursts of singing? It's stupid and annoying and I hate you. What would happen if they went back to their roots and did a Back to the Future episode? Well, considering they said they aren't going to do time travel episodes, I kind of doubt we'll see that, unfortunately. But if they did, I think it would be hilarious of like like Morty's dressed as Marty McFly the whole time, and there's an actual guy who's like Biff, torturing Morty for no reason. Anyway, so thank you for all the questions, guys. Once again, if I did not answer someone's question, that usually means that YouTube was being a dick and didn't have them on the list, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.